So, first of all, Bryce, thanks for stopping by today, man. I
Not a
appreciate you
problem.
coming on to the podcast, man, and sharing your thoughts with us and all that good stuff. I just can't thank you enough, man. And the reason why I feel like I gotta thank you is because I feel like this is not in your wheelhouse, you know.
Yeah.
But you decided to stop by, man, and I appreciate it.
No problem.
For sure, man. So on the podcast today, we got one of my co-workers, one of my friends. We got Bryce. Bryce wears many hats, man. He is so many things to all of us. Sure enough, he shows up in times where when you need him, he shows up big time.
I try.
Whether it's a phone call or in person. So anyway, man, I want to thank you, man. But we'll dive right into it, Bryce. Hey, Bryce, thinking about your childhood, man, how would you describe it?
I mean, I think it was great.
Okay.
Like, both my parents were there.
Okay.
I don't realize till like later on in life when, you know, in adulthood or, you know, me being married, having kids, and then, you know, they actually brought up like, yeah, this was hard at this time.
Gotcha.
You know, like, played sports, played baseball, me and my brother, and they were like at every game.
Okay.
My dad was a coach. He would like, you know, be my coach one year, be my brother's and stuff
Okay.
like that. So
you and your brother never played on the same team?
no.
Okay.
I'm like 4 years older than him
Oh,
or something
okay.
like that.
I didn't know the age gap was that big between.
Yeah.
Like when you talk about you and your brother growing up all the time, I kind of assumed y'all was like 1 year apart, maybe.
He's bigger than me, but
Yeah.
but yeah, younger.
Okay.
So, but
Okay.
like, yeah, so we were never in the same even league, you know, because it would go like T-ball, and it was like farm, minor, whatever. He'd be like 1 or 2 behind me.
Okay.
But he would separate being a coach 1 year for, you know, a team I was on, and then he would, you know, go do it for him and stuff like that. But then, you know, signing up and then buying the cleats, the baseball bats, the gloves, it was like, I didn't know it was a big thing for them to go to, you remember Sports Authority?
Yeah.
Yeah, go in there,
right.
go find a glove, and they're like,
Sure, that stuff costs a lot too.
yeah, and they're like, what about this one? And I'm like, oh, I really like that one, and like, you know, I could see them like,
Yeah.
well, treat it good, you know.
Because that one costs $60.
Yeah.
You just passed on the $14 one.
Yeah. They're just like, you know. So I made sure I treated it good, and then, you know, they didn't have like the super nicest vehicles, but you know, the house always looked good. Always had a nice bike, had clothes.
Okay.
Never felt like I was not like with how my friends were or something like that. I didn't feel like I was over or under nobody with you know, how I dressed or what kind of bike I had. So, I mean, like pretty normal, but I loved it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. Hey, Bryce, growing up, your mom and dad, man, did you guys display acts of love in the house, or was love a verbal thing in the house?
From what I remember, I feel like they showed me in their own ways.
Okay.
I can't remember being like a little kid, because I think about how my wife is now with like the kids and you know, picking them up, and, you know, kissing on them.
Yeah.
So like I don't remember those things, but sure it happened. But the way my mom grew up, you know, her dad wasn't around, stuff like that. So, and then her mom was like military Sea Lift Command.
Okay.
So she was gone a whole lot.
Okay.
And
Is
then,
that like merchant seaman?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then she ended up living with her aunt and uncle in like Kansas. So she kind of moved around a lot. I remember she lived in Cuba at one point. But she was never the very like, hey, you know, I love you.
Okay.
You know, because I don't think that was part of her life.
Yes. So, and that's exactly what happens, man. Sometimes, like, whatever we display to our children, they're probably going to display the same thing to their children.
Yeah.
Like, whether it's hard love, tough love,
Yeah.
or whether it's mushy love, where, you know, like you say, you look at the kids every day and say, look, come here, let me kiss you, man. I love you. You know, if you do that to your children, 9 times out of 10, they're going to do the same thing to their children. That's kind of how the cycles go most of the time.
My dad was on the opposite end of it. He always had both his parents. They were always stayed together till they passed of old age.
Okay.
They were both in the church. He was raised in the church. you know, and like he was very like, you know, even when you're on the phone, hey, I love you too.
Okay.
You know, stuff like that. My mom would be like, I say that first.
Yeah.
And she's like, I love you too. You
I
know,
got
she'll come out and say it like that.
Okay.
But she won't be the first one to say it. Maybe nowadays. Mm-hmm. She got soft when she got to be a grandma.
I got you. I got you. That's cool, man. That's cool, man. So, you grew up with your mom and your dad in the house, I guess?
They were always there together until, I would say 16 or so. There was, my dad had a small drug problem.
Okay.
To where it was enough to where, I mean, my mom was mad about it. You need to quit, and he didn't want to, whatever. So whoever decided what, he went and, you know, got his own apartment.
Okay.
And then,
So they split up for a little while.
yeah, I wouldn't even say it was 2 years. But, you know, I didn't see him for a handful of months or something like that because he was having his hard times and trying to figure himself out. Mm-hmm. He had a different job for a little while. And, I don't know, just trying to like replay how that all went. I guess my mom was paying attention and maybe keeping in contact with him for what was needed. But, you know, me and my brother didn't like go hang out or whatever at his apartment because it was dreary. He didn't even really want us there to, you know, see that side of him or anything. And then I got a job at a sheet metal place. And then, like, that was when I turned 18. And then I remember he ended up coming and visiting the old bosses that were there because I was working there, and they kind of talked him into coming back. And then he ended up moving in with his parents, my grandparents, and my mom could see, like, after a couple months of him being there, she just told me one day because I was picking him up and we were going to work together.
Okay.
So she was just like, when you pick him up, you know, tell him to pack his stuff and come back home.
Wow. Come on back
you know,
home.
And it was just like, because they never like legally divorced, nothing like that. It was just like, she just like, you need to go straighten yourself out. Mm-hmm. And then he's even said like, you know, I don't like that I had to go through that, but if I showed you two something to not ever, you know, dip your toes in.
Lesson learned.
Don't do that. So
there you go.
I've never had the slightest curiosity of trying anything like that.
Drugs was never your thing. Huh?
No.
I got you, man. That's cool. So, hey, Bryce, going through that as a kid, man, and your parents separating for a few minutes and coming back together, and then also having your mom and your dad in the household with you, how do you think that shaped your decision making as an adult? You feel like you make decisions like your parents?
I feel like I try to. I think any of the big decisions they made were very silent. They weren't the yelling type of, why'd you do this or that in the house?
Okay.
I mean, there was some, like, it would be my mom barking at my dad about something, but he would never raise his voice back or anything.
Course.
So I'm the same way.
Yeah.
You know, I could tell my wife gets a little upset about something. I'll just be like, all right, you know, and, you know, she's got the louder voice than me, and I'm just like, hey, look, shh.
Yeah.
You know, so we'll figure this out. But, yeah, I think, start that question again.
So I was just asking, like, how do you think that helped your decision making as an adult?
That's right. I could see where I didn't want to go in my life. Like when I decided to get married and this and that, I wanted to be like, oh, this ain't the first one.
Yeah.
You know, let it be real. So I don't know. I just, if you make a bad decision, it can carry with you for years.
For sure.
And that's what I could see from my dad's past.
Okay.
My mom stayed pretty simple. The entire time from when I was born until she retired, she had the same job.
Okay.
I mean, she was pretty simple.
She was consistent.
Think that was very, very consistent with her.
Gotcha.
My dad did the same job but at a couple different places.
Uh-huh. Bounce around a little bit.
Yeah.
I got you. So which trait do you think that you pick up from them two? You think you're more consistent like your mom, or you think you're more like, I'm ready for something new like your dad?
I'm not sure if I could say I'm consistent. I think I just kind of always shot for what was best.
Okay.
You know, I started out at sheet metal when I was 18. I was doing cashier things, you know, before that. And then I learned, anywhere I've been, it was learn what I can.
That's right.
So, I started at the very bottom of the barrel at that shop, and it was just like, you ever use a grinder? Nope. You know how to do a pop rivet? So things like that. And then, lunchtime would come around, and I would form a relationship with the guys that were in there, and it was like, hey, you think you can leave some scraps on the table, and I could figure out how to like stick it together with a welder or whatever. So they were like, man, you're doing pretty decent. You want to weld that together for me? And it would just slowly get into that. But